Today, we venture into the culinary back alley, bringing creepy and unpopular vegetables into the spotlight. Parsnips, cauliflower, Swiss chard, Brussels sprouts. With a little bit of love, we're gonna make these schifos of vegetables shine with grease. But yeah, what do you think? You're gonna steam a stinking cauliflower and have an orgasmic culinary experience? Yeah, okay. I'm talking about dousing it in golden olive oil, butter, aged cheddar, whatever it takes, man. Whew. We'll kick things off with Swiss chard and portobello ravioli, drizzled in truffled cream. Next up, garlic roasted Brussels sprouts served with low and slow spicy Hungarian sausage and crispy parsnip chips. And finally, a creamy cauliflower soup, heightened with aged cheddar and crispy pancetta. The spice agent is gonna yap about truffles.
I could have been a truffle millionaire if it wasn't for Chard, the magic goat.
And the fun doesn't stop at goats. Oh no. In the name of underground goodness, we're also gonna delve into some underground human subcultures. I'm Nadia G, and this is a Bitchin dress. Come on. All my life, I've been a fan of the underground, from punk rock to parsnips. That's why I dedicated this episode to reject vegetables. The vegetables people think they hate because all they've ever had is the boiled, steamed, or just plain sucky version. Today, we're gonna do them up right, and we'll start with the Swiss chard. This spinachy leafy green is amazing when stuffed into a pan-seared cheese ravioli drizzled with buttery truffle sauce. What are you gonna do? Let's get cooking. Heat 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil on medium. Mince 1 clove of garlic. Saute for about 2 minutes until golden, along with some hot chili flakes. While that gets going, we'll make the seasoning. Mince 1 shallot, 1 portobello mushroom, and saute this with some salt and pepper for about 8 minutes. Let's prep our chard. We're gonna remove the leaves from the stem and slice it into fine pieces. Schiaf this in the pan, and a bit more salt and pepper, and then saute for 2-3 more minutes until the chard is wilted. Beautiful. We'll just take it off the heat and let it cool down a little bit. Now, in a big bowl, add a 1/4 cup of mascarpone, a 1/4 cup of ricotta, about 2 tablespoons of Parmigiano Reggiano, small pinch of salt, freshly cracked pepper, and throw in our garlicky mixture of portobello and Swiss chard. A little bit of chili in there. This is gonna be great. We'll set this filling aside. Now on to our pasta. I'm gonna teach you how to make fresh pasta. Another day. Today, we're gonna be using these fresh pasta sheets I got at an Italian grocer. You want them to be nice and thin, about 1/8 of an inch, and cut them into shapes. Circles, squares, fractals, whatever suits you. Into these cuties, put about a 1/4 teaspoon of our gorgeous filling. Now, wet the edges a little bit. This is gonna help the pasta stick together. Put some water on the other piece of pasta too. And use your fingers to seal it. Make sure you seal it good. You don't want the filling to come out in the boiling water and make a burdella managgia. Done. Now pop these babies into some salted boiling water for about 6 minutes, just until they're nice and tender. When we get back, we're gonna make a truffled cream sauce, pan-sear these gorgeous ravioli, and discover some underground subcultures. So, stay hungry. Is the raw foodist still hissing at us?
No, we fed him some nuts.
Good, good. Welcome back. This time on Bitchin' Kitchen, we're unlocking the secret tastiness of underground vegetables. But what about underground subcultures? In the name of vague associations, behold, the raw foodist.
Here, I've got a live raw foodist.
Raw foodists are closely related to hippies, but unlike their nearly extinct muskier cousins, raw foodists not only define themselves through unrealistic politic, but also through their diet, which contains no animal products of any kind, nothing cooked over 115 degrees, and nothing remotely satisfying, huh? Let's face it. Now, due to their low body fat percentages, raw foodists only migrate to the urban jungle during summer months. You can find them grazing at PETA protests, huddled together in hot room yoga classes, yapping about stomach parasites, and occasionally strapped to a large redwood, singing songs of freedom and nerdiness. That's enough. If you plan to capture a raw foodist, know that although their convictions are strong, their bodies are too stringy from a lack of substantial nutrients to put up a good fight, making them easy to contain. Isn't that right, Willow, huh? Huh? Thanks, Nads. She scares me. All right, our pasta is boiling. Now we're gonna make our truffled cream sauce. Sounds fancy, but it's not. Well, it is in the sense that it tastes fancy, but it's super easy to make. First things first, heat about a quarter cup of unsalted butter. Throw in a sprig of fresh thyme. It's gonna add some amazing flavor. Now, what you wanna do is keep your eye on it for about 5 minutes until the butter turns brown, medium brown. That's nice, that crackling sound, the thyme being fried and permeating the butter. The second the butter starts to turn brown, take it off the heat and add 1 tablespoon of white truffle oil. I love this stuff. We're gonna let this cool for about 2 minutes, so here's
יחזקאל מזרחי.
to tell us more about white truffles.
Thank you, Nadia. White truffles come from the Piedmont region of northern Italy. And somebody once told me that you could also find it in Croatia. But I don't believe. To this day, nobody has been able to cultivate truffles. So truffles can only be found using highly trained pigs or dogs. Did you know that a 1.6-pound white truffle was sold for $150,000? Well, like, that's crazy. So when I found this out, Nadia, I decided to go into the truffle business myself. But instead of using highly trained pigs or dogs, I bought Shachar, the magic goat. For 3 weeks, I sat with him, talking, Wikipedia, educating him in the world of truffle finding. And after all the training I gave him, Shachar never ended up finding one truffle. Not one. I did, however, discover Shachar's main calling. He's a professional at stare downs. I don't know if you heard about a movie called Men Who Stare at Goats, but because of Shachar, there's a new movie in production in Ra'anana. Goats Who Stare at Men. So if you want truffles, I don't know if my hometown of Ra'anana would be the best place. But if you want a stare down that will reach into your soul and make you face your innermost demons, come see Shachar.
All right, now that our sauce is cooled, it's time for the final touches. We're gonna reserve 2 tablespoons of this gorgeous brown butter to fry our ravioli in. All right, now add a splash of heavy cream, small pinch of sea salt, and lots of coarsely cracked black pepper. Mix it up until it's nice and creamy. Let's pan fry our ravioli. Now what I like to do is add about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil to our butter. This allows you to bring up the heat so we can get some nice crispies going on. You want to pan fry these babies for about a minute per side so they get nice and golden. I love doing this to pasta. This is like Italian-style pierogies. The way the pasta stays all tender and then you get those golden, crispy bits. Oh, what more could you ask for, huh? Money, I know. I can't give you money. Look at that amazing color. Let's plate this dish. We'll drizzle them with our gorgeous truffled cream sauce. Add some Parmigiana shavings. Lechkov. Fantastic. This cheese ravioli stuffed with portobello and Swiss chard gives it that nice spinachy flavor. And I love this sauce. I mean, brown butter, truffles. How can you go wrong with that? This is by far one of the best pastas I've ever made. When we get back, we're gonna cook up some garlic roasted Brussels sprouts, low and slow spicy sausage, and parsnip chips, plus unearth the mysteries of the hipster. Welcome back to our underground extravaganza, because as the old Italian saying goes, when unicorns neigh, the mice are at play. What? Said the saying was old, not logical. On to our garlic roasted Brussels sprouts. Now what you want to do is remove these outer leaves and cut off the stem. Man, Nadia, look at these outer leaves, all tattered and scarred with scorn. And these sprouts have seen too much hardship, rejected day in, day out for prettier vegetables. But not today. Today, these sprouts are gonna be stars. Well, stars. Sprouty stars. Once you've given the sprouts a facelift, cut them in half. Scaff the sprouts in a baking dish, cover with about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, a big pinch of coarse salt, and mix it up. We'll pop these in a 425-degree oven for about 25 minutes. On to our sausage. The first thing you want to do is heat a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil on medium heat. While our oil gets hot, let's prep our sausages. Here I've got some smoked Hungarian sausage, loaded with the flavor of garlic, paprika, onion, but feel free to use any sausage you like, because at the end of the day, this isn't about the sausage itself, but it's about how you cook it. Check it out. First thing you want to do is stab a couple of holes in the sausage. Don't worry, you won't end up with a dry sausage, but you will end up with a sausage that's got a gorgeous crisp exterior because it's being constantly basted in the spicy sausage oils. Now the trick here is low and slow, so turn the heat down to medium-low, slap on our sausages, and cook them for 20 minutes, turning them every 4 minutes. If you use this technique, the barbecue won't hold a candle to these sausages. Well, maybe a small candle, one of those cheap ones from the dollar store. And not one of those big fancy candles, man. No way. On to our parsnip chips. Viewers, meet the parsnip. Parsnip, meet the world. See, the parsnip is the shunned albino cousin of the carrot. It has more flavor than the carrot, more vitamins than the carrot, and nobody cares. I care. Because I know beneath this pale, bedraggled exterior lies a sweetness just dying to come out. That's why we're gonna fry this sucker until it caramelizes and becomes the sweet, crisp side dish it was always meant to be. Slice the parsnips thin, about 1/4 inch. And then we're gonna fry them in small batches in 375-degree peanut oil for a couple of minutes, just until golden. While these fry, let's study the hipster. Man, we got a bit, huh? Hipsters evolved from the mod subculture of the 60s. Although their plumage has changed throughout the years, their bangs, however, have not. A social bunch, hipsters can be found slouching in pretentious coffee shops, shuffling in vintage clothing stores, and drinking really cheap canned beer in order to camouflage their trust fund roots. If you listen closely, late at night, you can hear the hipster's mating call, a dull chatter referencing indie bands you don't know and will never care about. Now, capturing a hipster is easy. Although it possesses the speed and agility to have eluded capture if so desired, it decides that it would simply be more ironic if it were to let itself be caught and is quickly apprehended. Isn't that so, Alistair? When we get back, we're gonna put this dish together, cook up a creamy cauliflower and cheddar soup with pancetta, and unearth the mysteries of the gamer.
What is that?
What? It's mysterious, no? Welcome back, you nerds. Let me tell you a story. See, years ago, when I was going through my hardcore phase, I designed a tattoo. Showed it to my German friend, and he was like, Nadia, das is underground. And I was like, yeah, underground. And I ended up with this. I didn't know it at the time, but this, ladies and gentlemen, is the symbol of the London subway system, the underground. Moral of the story? There is none. Let's check up on those sprouts, okay? These suckers have been roasting for about 20 minutes. Now all we have to do is add a clove of crushed garlic. Now you want to add the crushed garlic about 3/4 of the way through the cooking process, because sprouts take forever to cook. And if you put the garlic in right away, it's gonna burn. No good. Just 10 more minutes, and they're done. Let's plate this dish. Grab some Brussels sprouts, some parsnip, our sausage, and put it on a plate. What would you do without me, huh? Let's eat. Just perfect with this spicy sausage. Wow. See, this is exactly what we're looking for in a Brussels sprout. All crisp and caramelized on the outside. These parsnips are perfect. Sweet, salty, parsnippy. Only a parsnip can be parsnippy. I'll tell you that for nothing, huh, Giuseppe? Time for our cauliflower soup. Now, cauliflower is white because its outer leaves shield it from the sun, making it very, very pale due to lack of exposure. Just like our next subculture, gamers. Here, I have a gamer. Now, gamers evolved from a rare clan of Dungeons and Dragons nerds. But through technological advances, they've been populating at alarming rates. Now, the gamer feeds mostly on processed foods, caffeinated soft drinks, candy bars, and the occasional home-cooked meal from a concerned mother. The gamer's mating habits remain a mystery, although online pickup attempts directed at 4th-level elves who may or may not be women have been recorded. Now, they're an antisocial bunch, but once located, the gamer welcomes capture, as he's happy simply to be talking to a real girl. Isn't that right, Morsibius 12? Bea. Bea. Aw, what a cutie. Let's make this cauliflower soup, huh? So first, you want to heat a pot on medium. Add about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. While the oil gets hot, we're gonna cut up some pancetta. If you don't have pancetta, you can always use bacon. So we want to cut these into little pieces. We'll fry this in the oil for a couple of minutes until we get some crispy bits going on. Now slice a leek nice and thin. We're gonna reserve our crispy pancetta bits. We're gonna use them later to top the soup. You can leave a few in there. It's just gonna add extra flavor. We're gonna throw in our leeks and saute them for a couple of minutes until soft. You can imagine how good this is gonna taste. The leeks sauteed in that pancetta oil. Deglaze with 6 cups of organic chicken stock. We'll bring this to a simmer, and while we do that, we'll cut this cauliflower into bite-sized pieces. We'll peel and dice 2 russets. This is gonna add a nice creamy texture to the soup. Scaft a lot in the broth. Add a bay leaf. And simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. Now that our veggies are fork tender, we're gonna turn off the heat and fish out about a cup's worth of veggies. See, we're gonna be pureeing this soup, and you want a couple of pieces to chew on. Out goes the bay leaf as well. You don't want to puree that. What an amazing texture. Look at this. Not an ounce of cream yet. Now we'll put our veggies back in, minus the bay leaf. Throw in 3/4 of a cup of aged cheddar. The older, the better. Gonna give it some nice, tangy, sharp flavor. Big pinch of sea salt, cracked pepper. We'll turn the heat back on to medium-low and whisk until the cheese is melted. This soup is gonna be so good. I'm so excited about this. Almost as excited as when I was a kid and I discovered mermaid ponies. God, those are crazy times, man. Throw on some chives, our crispy pancetta. Mangiamo. Wow, crispy pancetta, our cauliflower heightened with aged cheddar, leeks, creamy potato. Cauliflower never looked so good. Well, maybe back in '86 and that fashion spread there, but those days are long gone, man. And Sakata. Today we made craptastic vegetables taste good. And I don't mean in-law polite, oh, it's very good, Mrs. Sharpino kind of good. I mean you want to wolf these down with a vengeance, highlight them at your next dinner party, abandon the prom queen vegetables kind of good. See, with a ton of grease, you can make boring vegetables bitchin'. So always remember, underground vegetables are just like punk rock lovers. They're always more palatable when you're a little fried. I mean, when they're a little fried. Alla prossima!